If you own a house here in Utah, this video is for you because this is something I get asked all the time as a real estate agent. Whether somebody is looking at selling their house soon or not, the number one question I get is, what is the things I need to do to my house to make it look better when I go to sell? There's a report that's put out every year, and they look at how much does a project cost and what value is there in it. And I personally think that's a little hard to determine. How much does the desirability go up and how much nicer does your house look by doing it? Now, today's video is if you're planning on selling in a few years from now, maybe 2 or 3 years, that's great. If you're looking at selling in the next month or the spring market that's coming up or even the summer, this list may not be great for you because what you should do for the immediate sale is probably a lot different than what this list is. So the top of the list for what you would spend versus your resale value comes in at almost 194%, and that is your garage door replacement. Now, that may not be a surprise to some people because really that boils down to curb appeal and making the first impression a great one. And this has been on the list for years and years. It's pretty obvious, so I don't need to go into much detail on it, but that's the top of the list. So number 2 on the list is replacing your front door with a steel door, coming in at 188% of the value. And at first, I kind of thought this was a little bit weird, to be honest. I thought a steel door, you don't see that a lot here in Utah, not up in the greater Salt Lake City area anyways. And then as I thought about it, there's been a few people in the last 4 months or so that have needed to replace their wood front door. And it makes sense. I'm not a building person, so I don't know, but with our dry climate and the sun, those wood doors they get those cracks down the center and they're really hard to maintain. So this made sense to me. Number 3 on the list is replacing the exterior with a stone veneer front. And it used to be that hardy board the last couple years was really, really popular. Before that was vinyl siding, and those are now replaced with the stone veneer exterior. Coming in at number 4 at just over 97%. And this goes hand in hand with number 2. But number 4 is a grand entrance at your front door. And if you've not seen it, this is a picture of what a grand entrance is, where it's not just your front door. It has the 2 windows on the side. Now, this whole door replacement can be very, very expensive. I mean, doors in general for your front door are pretty expensive from people that I know who are recently replacing them or looking at replacing them. But if you're going to do one and you think you may want to do the other, it's probably best just to do it all together in one. And number 5 on the list, and actually the first kind of interior project, is a mid-range kitchen remodel. And that's coming in at about 96% of what you would spend recouping with resale. And what do I mean by a mid-range? Well, you don't want to gut your kitchen. I'm not talking about that, but putting in new appliances, redoing countertops, taking the fronts of your cabinets off and replacing it with new doors, things like that are not super expensive, but make such a difference in how your home will look. I do want to point out that this list is specific to the greater Salt Lake City area. This report comes out as a national average, and it breaks down top metro areas throughout the United States. So if you're watching this video today from New York, just know that your list is going to be different more than likely than what I'm going to share today. So let's talk about some of the decreases in your cost versus your resale. Some people call it ROI. They're not really interchangeable, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say ROI because it is easier to say that. Number 1 on that that list, which was kind of surprising to me, was an HVAC conversion. And what I mean by that is taking an old fossil fuel burning type system and converting it to an electrified system and the ductwork and things like that. Seems odd to me, but I'm not a contractor, so I don't know the details of that, but that was the number one decrease at 67% change in value. Number 2 on the list of decreasing value from 23 to 24 is replacing the vinyl siding on the exterior of your home. And that's really not a surprise, knowing that stone veneer was one of the top 5 highest returns on your investment. So people are trending more towards wanting a natural stone look versus the plastic vinyl or hardy board exterior. Number 3 on the list, and this one I struggle with, is a shingle roof replacement, not a metal roof replacement. And I get it in the sense of it's not curb appeal, but I can tell you, working with buyers, this is a big thing that people look at is how old is the roof? How long is it going to last once I move in? And the cost of them having to replace that. So if you're looking at selling your house in the next couple of years and you know you need a roof replacement, I would personally do the roof replacement now and not wait to get dinged on it in a home inspection, because typically what buyers do is if your roof is going to cost you $13,000 to replace, they're going to ask for $17,000. They're always going to ask for more than what it's going to cost. So you're better off doing that, and then you don't have to worry about any problems with your roof the next couple of years either. And number 4 on the list is vinyl window replacement. That decreased your return on investment from 23 compared to 2024. Again, that's one of those things that it's a great ad to be able to advertise that you have new windows, especially on an older home. But the return on investment, they're saying in 24 actually decreased. So what are some of the other things that they're saying are just not worth putting the money into on this report? And some of the lowest things are a primary suite addition. That's more of an upscale type addition, is actually the lowest return on your investment on this report. And then other things like upscale bathroom remodels, bathroom additions, things like that just are not seeing the value when you go to resale. Now, here's the thing. If you listen to this list and you're like, I'm in my forever home, are you saying I shouldn't add on or do a beautiful bathroom or kitchen remodel that's really nice? I'm not saying that if you're in your forever home, because by all means, if you don't plan on selling in the next 5 or 10 years and you're going to live out the rest of your life in this house, then go make it what you love and what you'll enjoy being in, and don't worry about your return on investment or resale value. So what if you are planning on listing your house and getting it for sale this spring or coming summer? What are some easy things that you can do that don't cost an arm and a leg that will make your home more appealing to buyers? And this is a general list because it's really, you have to see a house and understand its condition before advising on it. But some of the top things that you can do is paint your front door if you can't replace it to make it welcoming and bright. Check out the paint in your house. If you're going to repaint rooms, do that sooner rather than later. And always go for a light neutral color. I stay away from grays personally. I would go more into the whites because grays just scream flip houses. They were so overdone that a lot of buyers don't love gray. So it's safer to go with a neutral white style color if you're going to repaint. Some other minor tweaks that you can do when it comes time to listing your house and things that you want to do. People gravitate towards open concept, but they want light and bright things, which is why I'm saying white paint. But if you have a bathroom that's kind of dark, make sure you take down a dark shower curtain, repaint the bathroom a lighter, brighter color. There's little things like that that you can do throughout your house that will make a big difference. Is there anything that I missed? I'd love for you to comment below and and tell me if there's something that when you're looking for a house that you always notice on a house and are turned off by if it is in the house or something is not done. Comment for me below. If you are looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. Shoot me a text or give me a call. That is the best way to reach me. But as always, make it a great day.